the country lost, Charles Ongondo Were. I don't know if you have thoughts about this.
Thank you, Sam, and sorry I got caught up somewhere, but I was following online, and I also joined my colleagues in condemning that incident, the shoe throwing incident at the president. And of course, I agree with all of them that the president is the symbol of unity for the country, and anything happening to him then would affect the nation in a big way. And we pray that such an incident does not happen again. However, Sam, even as I say that, even as we talk about the security of the president, I think it's also important for us to say that the president also needs to reduce car roof appearances. Because, of course, the security, when the president, when he's on car roof, of course, I believe, although I'm not a security, I don't have a security background, I believe that it makes it very complicated even for his security to ensure that he's secure from, from these crowds and any ill intentioned person that may be amongst the crowds. And so I think it's important, like I've said, that he reduces his car roof appearances, stick to the office, work, develop policies, so that we feel him through through implementation of projects and the ideas that are brought to him by his very many advisors, and not through car roofs. I also had I listened to my brother Nelson Koech say that people or imply that people are not like they are not like respecting this presidency the way it has been respected before. But I think we also have challenges. I think the president also needs to work on this, and I don't blame him, but he needs to work on it, because when you see the president leading the song Kasongo somewhere in Dagoretti, and you also the seriousness of that office, the stature of that office also gets affected.
What do you think he should do when people are making fun of him with that song and name? What should he do?
I think other people, some, in my view, other people, his soldiers, people like Koech here, can deal with that. It should not be the president dealing with it direct, because when you are leading Kasongo yeye in front of the crowds, then those crowds start believing or thinking that the president is just another person, and so even when you throw a shoe at him, I mean, it's that body that leads some song in the streets, and so the stature of the president.
Throwing a shoe at whoever is such an insult, isn't it?
No. I agree totally, Sam, and I have condemned it with the strongest terms possible. But what I'm saying is the stature of the president also. The president has a responsibility to ensure that the respect, the stature of that office is maintained. And through the many things that he does. Of course, we know that President Ruto is a very sociable person, and even when he was campaigning, he was spotted stopping his motorcade to just buy some roast maize somewhere to show how connected he was with the common man. It could have been, just a scheme, but then I think he needs to know that now he's president and must start behaving like the president. And some allow me also to say, I had Nelson Koech, I don't know why I keep calling him Koril, say that Riggy G yesterday threatened the president and they wanted him not to visit the mountain. I was in that meeting. Riggy G did not tell the president not to come to the mountain. He only said that if the president's brigade, and Kibagedi was there, he can tell you, if the president's brigade continue insulting President Kenyatta, Uhuru Kenyatta, that he would also instruct the people of Mount Kenya when President Ruto visits there to also insult him, because tit for tat is a fair game. So he did not at any particular moment.
I know you're quoting him, but how does that help the country?
No, it helps the country. I mean, a tit for tat is a fair game. When you send people... No, the responsibility of helping the country, some, should not just lie with Rigathi Gachagua. The first person that must ensure that the country is helped so to say. He's the president who has the mandate of Kenyans. And so if the president's men...
When the
allow me to finish this statement, Sam.
Who is not a president, by the way.
Yes.
When his foot soldiers are instructed to respond with insults to the president and his brigade, Sasa, how does that help?
It will help stop somebody thinking that they have the monopoly of insults. That's how it will help. And ultimately stop insults against President Kenyatta. Okay. So, you know, it is toe for a toe, eye for an eye, Sam. And if that works to stop...
Is that the politics you want to...
No. You know, Sam, what I'm saying, Sam, is you're asking how it will help the country. It will help the country in ensuring that insults to the former president stop. Because that is the only way it can stop. So that is how it will help the country, in my view.
All right, surely.
So allow me to mention something about Ongondo Ere.
Let's take a short break.
Okay.
But I don't think that is a fair game. Toe for a toe, eye for an eye.
It's a Bible, Sam. You can read the Old Testament.
We're in politics now. It can be misinterpreted in so many ways. We take a short break here. When we come back, we'll also be getting into the conversation of what happened over the weekend, the heated politics, and the value of this slightly under 2.5 years to the election.